Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, the 14th of September, isn't it? You know, I always have to check my calendar. Yes, it's Thursday. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, it's good this morning. It's good this morning. Well, folks, they arrived. I'm really happy to say that my new album via compact disc, not CDR, this is a bona fide silver compact disc, Interlude, is here. I really like the way that turned out. That's a still from a video that I made here at the house. And here's the back. The picture on the back, as I explained, those pictures are the balloon release at the memorial for Curly Martin, the musician who is the father of Terrace Martin, of Dinner Party, and producer of Kendrick Lamar's, some of Kendrick's records. I wanted to do something significant with this, and so that's why I'm using that picture. I love making records, but I also, this is cool to see it on the disc and to show you it's not blue. That's a CD. It's a fully manufactured compact disc. Really chuffed. Haven't used that word in a long time. I just posted it last night. They came in late. You know, they said estimated delivery by 7. They didn't get it till almost 7:30. So I posted it last night, went to bed, and this is already these many orders. Sister Stephanie, if you see this, I'm sending you one just automatically. I'm really proud of this. So go ahead and order, folks, please. And don't forget, I got plenty of RAF. And talk about a contrast, okay? Turn your computer up. I have another camera ready to go when the part comes in. I hope that fixes the volume. I've opened this computer up as many times, and I have everything that I can find on 100 volume. Okay, so there's nothing more that I can find to do. But please note the contrast between this band, RAF, which I'm a longtime member of, and my solo music. Plus what I'm going to be releasing with David Nance Group coming first of next year, and the Muse that just came out. This is, in fact, the follow-up to, I've shown it before, but I'll show it again because I really am proud of this album. Future Still. Interlude is the follow-up to Future Still, and even better. I'm real happy with that. I like this program. I like this one even better because there's more variety on here. On here, it was real beat-oriented on purpose, you know. And this, I've just decided to just include some pieces that are just some of my favorites, as well as new stuff. I'll also point out that the titles of the tracks, which are all mostly one word, were the working titles. A lot of them have no significance. They were just working titles. So I would like to point out that track number 7, and it's number 7 because that's my number. It's entitled Cho. That was just what came out. But it's the track that I wrote in memory of my little brother Patrick, in memory of his passing. Now, Pat Bullock, if you see this, I had put together a track that you inspired. It's not on here. That track is still waiting for a home. I actually have several newer tracks that I didn't include here because it's like they have another personality. But grab this, okay? Interlude. Very proud of this. Very proud of this. I also want to point out that Dave Newhouse of the Muffins is on here. Can I grab the record right quick? Mythos. There it is. I show this album because this is like the beginning of the Muffins when I discovered them back in 1978. But Nate, I'm so happy. Dave Newhouse we're friends. We've never really met in person, but we're friends. And I've played on several of his recent recordings. As a matter of fact, the first release of the year of his last Mana Mirage title, I play on that. So Dave is on here. I've got him on one track on flute. I've got Blake. Blake, if you see this, I hope you're okay. You know, I think Blake is kind of going through some rough changes still. But Blake is on here, and James, the fellow who introduced me to Blake, is on one track on saxophone. And I also play real guitar on one track too. So I'm real proud of this bunch of music, and I listened to it last night when the CD came in. Even though obviously I made the music, and I can play it any time, it was kind of a rite of passage to play the CD proper and to play it all the way through. And it's a good program. It's real listenable. This is fun. And so please get yourself a copy. Don't mess around. Right now I have plenty, but you know, don't mess around. Get yourself a copy, okay? What else is going on? I will remember to leave the link. I watched, apparently it's a 2-part interview, and I guess I watched the second part, but it's a 2-hour interview with Steven Wilson with an author. This is a real recent interview. It's real good. I really like Steven Wilson as a person. I wouldn't need to talk to him now. I mean, if I had the opportunity to interview Steven, I'd love to just talk to him as a music maker and record collector. But this 2-hour interview, and apparently there's a part 1, and I just got a message from the guy's channel. He said, did you see the first part? So I'm going to watch that. Really good interview. I like Steven's approach to what he does, and I like what he said about the music industry. He, in essence, described me and a bunch of us, people working through Bandcamp. He said, remember when Andy Warhol said, at some point everyone will have their 15 minutes of fame? Well, he says, I revised that. Now it's 15 fans on Bandcamp, you know, and he's right. He really put it like this, that there are many people, artists, who don't have the opportunity to blow up like a Madonna or a Beyonce because the industry is in ruins, basically. But these people are finding a way, and and I'm one of them. He described me and Michael P. Dawson, for example. Thanks, Michael, for buying my new CD already. That we amass maybe 50 to 100, sometimes 200 dedicated fans, followers who purchase what we make. It's not really quite enough to live on, but that's the modern frontier of the music biz. 15 fans of fame. I thought it was really quite appropriate. I like his honesty. I can tell that Steven was kind of like a Michael Jackson, where he came into his own young. He started recording and going professional when he was starting at 15, as it turns out, with his comp tapes, and then No Man before Porcupine Tree. So that youthful exuberance and enthusiasm and idealism is still there in him. He presents like he's much younger than he is. I'm going on about Steven Wilson because really enjoyed that. It's the last thing I watched. Now, in contrast, if I can just keep babbling, because I'm looking to see do I have any records to show, and I have a couple. In contrast, I watched a documentary about the making of Ren and Stimpy, which I never was a fan of. And after watching the documentary, I can see even more clearly why the cartoon never appealed to me. It's real good work, but it's nuts. And then they just, in finding out about the creator and, how it's a reflection of, really a reflection of him, Ren. And to me, it was just like all this angst and just real, I never liked it. So a couple things to show you that got played yesterday. Brainchild, this is a horn band from the 70s, Healing of the Lunatic Owl. For the longest time, I just wanted a copy of this for the cover. I remember it briefly in the stores back in the 70s, or 1970, the year it came out. I remember seeing it and being perplexed. I said, what in the hell is that? It's an eye-catching cover, not necessarily a good cover. This record is pretty good. It's a horn band, really not far from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, more that than Chicago, say. But there's this loopy aspect to some of the writing where they kind of go left of center, and it's prog, and it's a little strange, and I like that. The singing is, it's almost like, well, somebody's got to sing. I guess it'll be you sing. It's the singing is nondescript. It's a good record though, and I was out in the living room while watching TV, the documentary. I have records out there, and they'll just distract me, and I'll look and I'll pull things. And so another thing in the B section out there that I pulled to play and really enjoyed because I couldn't remember what this sounded like. The Books, their first album, Thought for Food. A couple of guys who incorporate acoustic instruments with sampling uniquely. These are like vignettes and also like snippets of memory because they sample from obscure things like library records and lost tapes found in the garbage and shit. And so you'll hear things, in particular the way they use people's voices out of context and children's voices, and it's like it'll be like it's like it pricks memories or thoughts almost, pretty cool. The Books. Am I still binging on Slow Dive? Yes, I really am. I'll show it again. This is probably my album of the year. Slow Dive. Everything is Alive. It's probably my album of the year. I have to hear some of it every day. The other thing that I bought recently that I've gone ahead and played to really get into to decide how I feel about this album is Split by Lush. This was originally released, I think, in '94, and they just now did a reissue of it on 4AD. Not clear vinyl, just black. This is a good album. I like their sonic picture. I don't care about their words. As you heard me talk yesterday about people and relationships and the way that I choose to live, I'm not interested in relationships. Is my libido dead for the rest of my life? I don't know. But I appreciate not being complicated with all the crap that goes along with trying to please or get along with someone else in an intimate setting. I've always found it very angst-ridden. Even with the woman that I felt like was my soulmate, got to a point there where it's like, nah, I ain't ready for this. I don't want this. So I didn't get a copyright strike, but my last video, I guess that little bit of music made them decide we're going to slap an ad on that. And fuck YouTube. Even though I'm using it, I just really hate. Even though I'm using it and I'm engaged in capitalism now by trying to encourage you to buy my music, I still hate it. Mainly because of the imbalance of how we handle it. Greed. That's the problem. I ain't greedy. Just want to sell you some music. I want you to have some of this good music of mine. Okay? LE, the way that we have been operating, if that's what you want to do to get a CD, just drop me the email. It's a trusted relationship that we have, and so that's fine if that's how you want to go about getting a CD. One person this morning asked me to sign, so I paid extra to have them sealed because I personally like that. So if you ask me to sign it, I will, but I have to break the seal. On the Muse, I tried to break the seal, but keep the plastic so I could cover the CD again. But it was with mixed results. So if you ask me to sign the CD, I'll probably just ditch the seal, the plastic, in order to sign it for you. And unless you specify, I'll sign it on the back because that's more legible. Some people like it on the front. Just let me know. Okay. Once again, RAF. Don't sleep on that. I keep doing this so that the color doesn't go all yellow. And yes, hopefully this new camera will fix the volume situation. We shall see. Okay, the post office is about to open and I'm headed there. Talk to me, people, and grab my new CD, Interlude.